Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Let's take a look what Bitcoin is doing because it is coming down, even though it is coming down slowly. While Bitcoin is coming down slowly, a lot of the altcoins are getting quite negative and bearish days here at the moment. Ultimately, still boring market despite yesterday's small sell-off. This is all still very, very small, even if some altcoins dropped around about 5% or something. But bigger picture, nothing has changed. The altcoins are obviously more volatile than Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't moving much, but it is coming down as we want it in the white wave count. So let's take a look at the scenarios again, the latest micro count as well. We still have bigger picture, no change. Yeah, please, even though we're looking at the lower time frames a lot because not too much happened on the bigger picture, don't forget the bigger picture, which is still potentially quite bullish. Yeah, so we still are looking at our 1-2 setup where price rallied in an impulsive move of the June lows here into the July highs in a wave 1. It's a 5-wave move. Then we were waiting for that pullback in a wave 2, this correction, which happened, which is probably not complete yet. So we're still looking for potentially lower prices on the shorter time frame. So that is still what we'd like to see in this pullback. And relevant support for this bullish setup is 26,280, which means price can use the entire yellow support area all the way down to that level if it needs that to correct price action. But it doesn't need to come down that low. So anywhere, I'd still like to see another low. I think we should land somewhere between 28.3K and 27.5K, but we're going to take a look at that now in this video. But ultimately, as long as we're holding support here in this region, a third wave rally to round about 40K is still on the horizon. A break below that 26,280 level would not be bearish necessarily. It would of course allow for a deeper pullback. It would mean we have to change our scenario, which hasn't changed for months now actually. It would just mean that this wave 2, which presumably bottomed on the 15th of June, will just be reset a little bit lower, and it would just take probably a bit more time for everything to play out, and support then would be 22K, but we are far away from that, and it would rather be another opportunity potentially to grab BTC at a lower price, because the daily RSI, in such a scenario, the daily RSI would come down quite a lot, and it doesn't have much more space. It still has space, but just imagine we come down to 22K, this coin would be massively oversold. And typically the daily RSI, those oversold days on the daily RSI, they provide really good opportunities. Historically, they always have, not always, but in most cases here, they have provided us with good indications that lasting lows were established. Last time it came down only to 35, which was here in June, but it was low enough. Anything below 40 is getting quite attractive in my opinion on the daily time frame. But we're not there yet, not quite. But we could get there easily. And it looks like this correction isn't quite complete due to several things, like the subwave structure doesn't look complete yet. The bottoming structure looks unusual. And typically in such a wave 2 correction, Bitcoin would reach the 50% retracement. It hasn't done that. It missed it quite a little bit. And therefore, I still think the white wave count here, which shows lower prices, is the leading one that points towards lower prices. And there's the yellow wave count, which just indicates what I need to see to confirm that already earlier than expected, Bitcoin has formed the lasting low. So I need to see those 5 waves up and 3 waves down. But we're not there yet, and we're far away from that. And I don't believe it until I see it. And I will take that wave count, the yellow one, which I find unreliable anyway. I will take that off the chart if we break below 29,000, because 29,000 is our micro support. So now let's go to the 1 hour chart and look at the detailed wave count. Again, the white wave count is leading, and this is a micro count where B wave topped on the 8th of August. We had a wave 1 to the downside. I think I shared that with you already a few days ago, yesterday. Then we had a wave 2 rally. And as long as we stay below this swing high, 29,660, we should head down lower and follow this wave count. Then we should get a wave 3, a 4, and a 5. This wave 3 should reach at least 28,500. We're not there yet, and ideally even a bit lower. So I'm watching the area around 28.3 to 28.5k as the next target. Condition is we need to stay below 29,660. Above that, other counts are become possible, but it would just be a variation of the white wave count. Basically, it would be a reset of the wave B potentially. Yeah? It would need to take a break above 29,990 for that. But until then, we can still focus on lower more imminently. And yeah, if we get a higher B wave, then I would still look at lower prices, but it would just be a little bit delayed. But for now, it's all going okay. It could be, and that's sort of what I shared already on Discord and Telegram. It could be. If you want the latest updates, check out our gold membership, by the way. It could be that we had, within the third wave, a first leading diagonal complete. Basically, the wave 1 of the wave 3 complete. It's a bit early to confirm that, but it could mean that we're now due a bit of a bounce. I mean, we came down to 29k already, which is relevant support. It touched the 78.6 FIB level, so we could see a bit more of an extended bounce now. That would not be a surprise because we hit support again. Very relevant support level, 29k. As long as we're holding that level, that higher B wave is absolutely still likely as well. But it would need to take a break above 29,990 to confirm that. But either way, even in this micro count, after 5 waves down, a potential diagonal, we would expect a bit of a bounce, a corrective rally that should get sort of into the region around 29,450 maybe, then come down. We'll see. This is nothing I would trade. It's just sort of a potential for a larger corrective bounce. And I would focus on lower against 29,660. And then when we have this correction done, we could, let's just go to the 1 hour chart. Just checking if we have any divergences, not yet. Between that low and that low, we have a bullish divergence, you could argue. But that is an unreliable time frame anyway. On the 4 hour, we still have a little bit of space to drop further. So either way, we have got 5 waves down. Doesn't mean it needs to move up now, but I just highlight now that we have a potential move complete, a potential smaller cycle complete. It could react sort of into the other direction in a more corrective manner, but then could continue with its third wave to the downside. Okay, so be aware that we are still within this descending broadening wedge. That's not a problem, yeah. And so let's see if we follow through. The relevant levels are well known, and it is just extremely boring. And it takes a break below 29k, in my opinion, to increase the downside momentum. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.